सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सेवम गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक हो से भी सच सोचे सोच न होवे जे सोची लखवार छुपे चुप न होवे जे लाई हर लखतार भूखिया भूख न उतरी जे बन्ना पूरिया पार सहस्याण बालक वो है ता एक न चले नार किव सचियारा होए किव कूड़े टुटे पार हुकुम रजाई चलना नानक लिखिया नाल। सुंदर सुंदर विनायका सुंदर सुंदर विनायका सुंदर सुंदर विनायका सुंदर सुंदर विनायका मंगलदायका विमल गजानन सकल विघ्न हर साई 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 गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन सुंदर सुंदर विनायका सुंदर विनायका शुभ मंगलदायक विनायका शुभ मंगलदायक विनायका विघ्न कोटि हर विमल गजानन विघ्न कोटि हर विमल गजानन सकल विघ्न हर साई गजानन सकल विघ्न हर साई गजानन साई गजानन साई गजानन साई गजानन साई गजानन सकल विघ्न हर साई गजानन सकल विघ्न हर साई गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन पति गजानन जय जय गणेश जय श्री गणेश 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 गुरु नानक जी की जय जयकार 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 जो बोले सो होए निहाल 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 अल्लाह साई ले लो सलाम अल्लाह साई ले लो सलाम मौला साई ले लो सलाम मौला साई ले लो सलाम 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 लाखों सलाम 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 लाखों सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम 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 बुद्ध जोराष्ट्र महावीर राम बुद्ध जोराष्ट्र महावीर राम गुरु वाहेगुरु जय बोलो सत्यनाम 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 जय बोलो नित्य नित्य जपिए तेरा नाम जय बोलो
नित्य जपिए तेरे नाम की बोलो
सत्यनाम 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 जय बोलो
सत्यनाम 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 जय
राम 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 जय बोलो
राम 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 जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए तेरा नाम जय बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए राम नाम जी बोलो
कृष्ण 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 जी बोलो
कृष्ण 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 जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए कृष्ण नाम 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 जी बोलो
वाहेगुरु 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 जय बोलो
वाहेगुरु 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 जी बोलो
सत्यनाम 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 जी बोलो
सत्यनाम 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 जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए तेरे नाम जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए तेरे नाम जी बोलो
सत्यनाम 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 जी बोलो
सत्यनाम 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 जी बोलो
राम 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 जी बोलो
राम 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 जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए राम नाम जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए राम नाम जी बोलो
कृष्ण 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 जी बोलो
कृष्ण 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 जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए कृष्ण नाम जी बोलो
नित्य नित्य जपिए कृष्ण नाम जी बोलो
नित्य जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद 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 जय जय वाहेगुरु वाहेगुरु जी बोलो सत्यनाम जी बोलो
Loving Sairam and warm greetings to all. On this auspicious occasion of Guru Nanak Jayanti, it is our absolute honor to welcome Sandeep Kaur, the camp director of Khalsa Center, Miracle Valley, as our esteemed guest speaker. Sandeep Kaur embodies the values we hold dear: service, spirituality, and empowerment. With her extensive work at the Khalsa Center, she has dedicated herself to nurturing young minds and hearts, empowering children and young adults to strengthen themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. Through her efforts, she has consistently promoted the timeless Sikh principles of compassion, humility, and oneness, which beautifully align with Swami's teachings of love all, serve all. Her leadership at the Khalsa Center has not only inspired youth to connect with their inner strength, but also fostered a deeper understanding of how spirituality can guide our everyday lives. On this sacred day that celebrates the life and teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, his message of universal brotherhood, selfless service, and unwavering devotion, there is no one more fitting than Sandeep Kaur to enlighten us and inspire our journey toward these values. We are deeply grateful for her presence with us today and look forward to hearing her wisdom and experiences. Let us all warmly welcome Sandeep Kaur with our love and gratitude.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and Sat Sri Akal. Thank you for that very, very warm welcome. I didn't know that you'd done some research on me. It's my pleasure and my honor to be here today to talk to you about Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Jayanthi and some of the values. I was impressed with the mantras that were being sung because all of them resonated very deeply with myself, because being someone of the Sikh faith, the principles of the Sikh faith were being displayed in all your mantras. So I feel a deep connection without even knowing many of you. I've only met 2 people from your congregation before. So thank you. I wanted to start off with just telling you a little bit about Guru Nanak, because Guru Nanak was being mentioned in the mantras as well, but sometimes we don't know history. I know it's there on the screen, but Guru Nanak is born in very moderate times. And we just went, my husband and I, we went to Greece and Turkey recently and saw that there was, thousands of buildings that were older than the Sikh faith and older than Guru Nanak. So when you go back to things that are happening currently, and then also the philosophies and the teachings of Guru Nanak, it's like, wow, like that just happened now, and these buildings and these stones and these ruins are from, times and times and times before that. So a couple of the cool things about Guru Nanak Sahib are, and I wanted to sort of bring in his history, as Sikhism is only 555 years old, and Guru Nanak himself is only 555 years old. So if you go back and you look at other cultures and other religions, they go far back, okay? He was born in Pakistan, so recently right now, especially this weekend, there's so much happening in Pakistan and India when it comes to Gurpurb and Guru Nanak's Jayanthi. Does anybody know who the first Sikh was? Because that's really revolutionary. Does anybody? Especially for women empowerment today. Anyone have a guess? Their name is on the board. His mom? Maybe. Anybody else have a guess? His wife? Maybe. Yeah? No, he didn't have a daughter.
Sibling.
Oh, his sibling. So Bibi Nanki, his sister, is his first Sikh. So his first disciple of Guru Nanak was his sister, who was a woman. So that sort of challenged the inequality of that time, because his sister, Bibi Nanki, is the one that recognizes his spirituality first. So it's kind of cool when we're talking about women empowerment, and then we're talking about Guru Nanak's Jayanthi, and the first disciple, his first disciple, is a woman. So that kind of it's kind of cool in my mind. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But no, his mom wasn't his first disciple, and nor was his wife. It was his sister, which is kind of cool. Okay, so in Sikhism, we have 3 pillars. Okay, they're there. I was doing my research yesterday on Babaji, right? And his philosophies. And they seem very, very similar. Don't they? Like if you're looking at it, Kit Karo, which means to work hard and honestly. I was reading stuff about Babaji, and that's exactly what he was saying to do. And then Nam Japo, right? Like that's what we were doing right now when we were reading the mantras. We were reading the divine's name. And it doesn't matter. Like, you know, it's all different freeways, but they lead to one highway. And the highway is to the divine, right? And share with the needy. I was looking at pictures and different things that this organization does as well. And it's exactly what Guru Nanak was saying, Vanshako. So take what you have and share it with others. One of the coolest things, I saw one of the videos on your website, and it said that the directors and the executives, they're not asking for donations. They're using their own money to travel, to support, and to do other things in the community. And it's not just the Vancouver Science Center community, but it's the community at large. And that's exactly what Guru Nanak was saying at that time, was take what you have and share it. And if you look at different things that have been happening this week with Guru Nanak's Jayanthi and Gurpurb, it's another way of saying Jayanthi, so the date of birth, is there's been lots of projects throughout the world that have either started or, this week went ahead and did more things. And when I was looking at that video, I'm like, wow, like they're not going out, Vancouver Science Center's not going out and asking for donations and saying, you know what, we're gonna go and feed the people on the downtown east side, which is the lowest postal code in all of Canada. We're gonna go near the Main and Hastings and we're gonna feed it. No. They go to the grocery store themselves. They use their own money. They buy the grocery. And now we're gonna prepare the food ourselves, and then we're gonna go serve it ourselves. Like that concept of serving from within is fantastic. And it's one of the biggest things about Guru Nanak when he's telling us as Sikhs and as the community, the universal message is of giving. So I thought that was really, really fantastic. Okay, I wanted to talk about the concept of langar, because the concept of langar was revolutionary 555 years ago. And it's something that resonated a lot with me when I was doing my research about this community. Does anybody know about anything other than what's written on there about the concept of langar? Has anyone ever been to a gurdwara and had langar? Yes. Yeah? Okay, excellent. And does it taste better than restaurant food? I wonder why. Why do you think that is? Everyone's cooking with? Love. Wow, what a concept. Love. So the food is prepared with love. It's not prepared for money. It's not prepared for getting a tip. It's prepared with love. And in, love all, right? So in Gurbani it says, Jin prem kiyo ten hi prab payo, right? Like you can only reach the divine if you can love unconditionally. And that's the love that goes into langar, right? And that's the concept of selfless service starts with helping others without seeking a reward, without seeking that tip, without thinking, oh, you know what? When I go to the divine, he's going to be doing a checklist. Oh, Sandeep Kaur made 5 rotis at Gurdwara. Sandeep Kaur packed backpacks for the needy kids, check mark. No. They're not looking at that, right? Like that's not our checklist when we leave this world. So when the concept of langar was started, does anyone know like what the feeling around, especially India, was? 555 years, or say 500 years ago? Was there equality at that time?
It was very divided.
Very divided. Why? Yeah, so beliefs, caste system, gender, right? At that time, would we have been able to pray together like this? No, there would have been divisions, right? Maybe lower caste, higher caste. If you had money, if you were a Raja versus being a farmer. But what Guru Nanak Dev does anyone know? Oh, that's a bumblebee on here. There's one thing I'm afraid of, it's bees. Okay, and he's coming right towards me. Look at that. Guru Nanak's father gives him 20 rupees and tells him, go start a business. So 500 years ago, 20 rupees would have been a lot of money. And Guru Nanak comes home, and his father, Mehta Kalu, says to him, so what business did you start? I gave you 20 rupees. Like, what did you do? And what do you guys think Guru Nanak did? Sorry, he bought food and he gave it to the needy. And that 20 rupees is the business that continues today of serving the needy, right? So it's a big revolutionary thing to think about, right? Because Guru Nanak, he also practiced social responsibility, right? So Guru Nanak taught that there was a duty to share one's earnings with others and help those less fortunate. And that concept of langar is social responsibility. It is equality, because it doesn't matter who you are, you can come to any place where langar is being served and eat equally with everybody else. Now, in a time of inflation and people losing their jobs and not having food, lots of people are relying on the concept of langar to eat. You can see now the food banks, the need is so much higher now than it was even during COVID, because there's no jobs out there right now. So if you lose your job, you're going to rely on the food bank. We have all these international students here that used to have jobs, and now their jobs are being diminished. And this concept of langar that Guru Nanak Dev Ji started 500 plus years ago, is coming to fruition. And Siddhi Satta Sai Babaji also believed in this selfless service and helping those in need. And why is that? Why is it important as humans that we should be doing this? Because we could all sit in our own homes, on the sofa, wrapped up in a blanket, eating our, fondant, chocolate-covered strawberries, and having hot chocolate and putting marshmallows and watching a movie. But we may be on the downtown east side. We may be picking up leaves. I saw a gentleman outside. He was blowing the leaves so that when the congregation came in, no one slipped. But we do that why? Because what's our teachings?
It's not always take, you should also be
giving. Give. Right? So in Sikhism, we believe in 10% of our earnings and 10% of our time should be about giving. My father-in-law used to say it's the exact opposite. He said, you live off the 10% and you give 90% of your time. You give 90% of your money, because Guru Nanak will always fill your buckets. I used to always say that. Guru Nanak will fill your choli, your bucket. The more you give, the more you receive, right? And it's also about emotional, mental receiving as well, because we're a little bit happier when we give something and we see someone with a big, huge smile, right? It could be that your beautiful sari, someone says, oh my gosh, Auntie Ji, your sari is so beautiful. The next time you see them, the sari's wrapped up in a bag, and you give the sari and you say, but that you enjoy this sari, because I've enjoyed the sari, you thought it was beautiful. That's also giving, right? And sometimes, when someone's had a bad day, and then you see someone and they're just smiling and say, good morning, How are you? I hope you're having a great day. It could be that you're having a miserable day. But what did we do? We shared our love. We shared our prem, right? And that's something that Guru Nanak used to tell us to do all the time. Guru Nanak Dev Ji inspired people to think. Guru Nanak rejected blind ritualism and asked people to reflect on what they were doing and why they did it. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji wanted to challenge a commonly held belief or practice, he simply didn't tell people that they were wrong, but he encouraged them to reflect and come to their own conclusion. So always thinking about why. Why am I doing this, and why are they doing this? So the message of unity and equality is really important to Guru Nanak when we think about Guru Nanak. Is there any other history portions that you guys know about Guru Nanak? Because we were chanting Guru Nanak's Mool Mantra, which is, the universal message of Sikhism. That was when we said Ik Omkar Satnam. I don't know, I guess we can't switch in between, but that message of everybody should be without hate, everybody should be without fear, everyone's equal in the eyes of the Lord. It doesn't matter what religion you are practicing, it doesn't matter what community you belong to, it doesn't matter if you're, it doesn't matter who you are, what community you belong to, everybody is free to worship Ik Onkar. Does anyone know what Ik Onkar means? Sorry? The one Lord, but what else? It creates oneness, right? So in the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is the holy scripture of the Sikhs, it starts with Ik. So the Ik is the number one. It doesn't start with anything else. It starts with Ik, meaning that we are all one. It doesn't matter what gender you belong to. It doesn't matter if you're a rich anesthesiologist that makes, $30,000 a day, or that's in America. Or, if you are Bill Gates, it doesn't matter. If you're Elon Musk, it doesn't matter, because the divine sees us as one. And we all, as people that are of any spirituality or have any spiritual connection, what are we trying to do? We're trying to connect to the one, to the divine. So it doesn't matter if you're saying Allah, it doesn't matter if you're saying Buddha, it doesn't matter if you're saying Vaheguru, it doesn't matter if you're saying anything, because if you're part of the Ik, then you have a freeway that leads to the highway of the divine. And that's a major universal message of Guru Nanak, especially at the time. And just imagine the early 1500s when there's so much division in India. And this is what Guru Nanak is coming back with. And stopping the caste system in Punjab was really, really important. And my brother over there said caste system was divisive. Caste system was really divisive. It still continues to be. I haven't been to India since 2000, but my understanding is it's still the same thing. We still have lots of division in the Indian community, right? Has anyone gone to India in the last year? Yeah? Did you see division? He went too, and he's not putting his hand up. Hanji?
It was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so in the last 5 years? So since COVID, anyone been to India? Okay, and there's lots of division still. Like you can't, there's the people that are your cleaners. Do your cleaners sit and eat with you on the same table? No, they can't. They are not thought of as being equal. When we were in Turkey is a place where Asia and Europe comes together. There's division. We were sad to see that. I wanted to say, Guru Nanak's message of everyone should be equal, and we should all be respecting everybody, and everyone should be able to. There is division, And I was saddened to see that. And, this concept of, the women should be in the kitchen and the men should be at work, that still exists in lots of cultures. But Guru Nanak, in the early 1500s, was telling us, no, everyone should be empowered the same way, okay? And that's similar to the philosophy that the Vancouver Sci Center has as well, right? Love all, serve all. It's a very love is a 4-letter word, but it means a lot. In Sikhi and Sikhism, we use the word prem. And I recited that line in Bani there, where it says that unless you have unconditional love for everybody, you're unable to connect to the divine. And that is really, really important for us to understand here. When you see this message, and I'm not sure if anyone's ever challenged you, but when you see love all, serve all, other than just being, we should respect everybody and we should serve everyone, what does that really mean? Has anyone ever thought about it? Yeah? And what did you think about it? Do you remember thinking about it? Yeah? And what were the thoughts that went through your head? Because you know what they say about children, or at least in Sikhism and other communities as well, is that the younger you are, the closer you are to the divine. So what did you think about it? Do you remember? No? Okay, what about anybody else? You also put your hand up. Yeah, you did. Hanji? Oh, you were stretching. Okay, what about love all, serve all? Really just thinking about love all, what does that mean? Other than the basic thing that, we should love everyone equally. It's hard. When someone spits on you, it's really hard to love them. Right? Or if someone robs you, just heard Taiji means dad's older brother's wife. We were just hearing a story from my mother-in-law that my Taiji was robbed in LA. And if I was to ask her, do you love your robber? She'd probably say no. But it goes beyond that, right? So what does it mean to love all? I really want you guys to think about it, because it's really important for our soul to understand this message.
Love the God within the person that can bring out the soul also.
Yeah, so love the God within
the person.
Yeah.
So that you'll be able to serve all.
So
It doesn't matter.
So if your teacher gives you a bad mark, an F with a red marker, and circles it, how are you supposed to love? Reflect. And how do you reflect?
You reflect by wondering why I didn't get it, and maybe I have something to learn more than just
100%. So reflect on why and improve your
inner.
Yeah, improve your inner. Yes.
See the good in everyone, not even behind certain situations, there's always a lesson to be learned.
100%. So behind everything, there's always a lesson to be learned. So when you wake up in the morning and you've got a final exam and your tire is flat, you take the bus.
You walk to school.
What if you live in rural Mission, up at the Khalsa Center, and there's no bus?
God will send you.
There's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason that your tire's flat. It could be that down the street there was someone, a major collision, and you were going to be in a quick rush and you were going to smash into them, but God wanted you to slow down. So we have to reflect, especially when it comes to our personal journeys, because sometimes, when your check goes NSF and you don't have funds to pay your rent, you start to feel miserable, right? Or you start to challenge your thought process. But everything happens for a reason, right? Everything. I've got 2 boys in university and my daughter's 13, and she wasn't able to go to school last week because she had pneumonia. And she's been, we call it, she says she's been in jail. Because she plays hockey, she plays basketball, she does Dilruba, she plays kirtan, but she couldn't do anything this week. And I was explaining to her that Guru Sahib, God, the divine, is telling you to slow down. I don't need to slow down, I need to get to basketball. My team needs me. If I'm not there, they're not going to do well. She wants to go to hockey tonight. We're going to see about that. But I was explaining to her that everything's done for a reason. Sometimes we have to stop. And I was trying to explain to the love all message to her. But sometimes 13-year-olds don't understand that, because for them, it's about immediate reward. And to teach love all and serve all, like, the hymns that you guys were reciting, I was just like heart-warmed, because that's the way to get to the divine, right? Is to find that time to focus on your soul, to have a flow, to have discipline. It takes discipline to come to Vancouver Science Center at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. There's a Grey Cup happening. There's a Connects game happening. Downtown is shut down. Basically, they said, don't bring your car down here. All this stuff is happening around us in the world, but we decided to take the time and come here. And that is a pleasure. That is a blessing. Because there's people at home, what are they doing? Sleeping, watching Indian dramas, rewatching the Tyson fight, right? There's people doing things at home, but you guys are connecting to the divine, which brings us closer to the ability to love all. I listed the gurus here. Actually, my daughter, who's 13, home with a pneumonia, made my slideshow. And I said, why did you list the gurus? And she said, people need to see the names, because people, when they think about Sikhism, they think about Guru Nanak. But the Jyot, the light of Guru Nanak, was present in everybody all the way to the current Holy Scriptures. So we as Sikhs believe that the Jyot, the light, the divine light that was within Guru Nanak, shined through all the gurus, and then now lays within the Holy Scriptures of the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And one unique thing about the Guru Granth Sahib Ji is it's actually the written word of the gurus. So as they were alive, existing, or speaking, the hymns are there. So in our Holy Scripture, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it will actually say the guru that wrote and composed the hymn. And most hymns end with the word, like in that last line, Nanak is there, because Nanak was the light that was within. There's lots of stories that you hear about Guru Nanak. There's lots of, I was watching one skit actually from this community, and it was about how Mardana was Guru Nanak's best friend. And I thought it was kind of cool the way they did it. They talked about how, like, Mardana was from a low caste, and Guru Nanak brought Mardana in and made him part of himself. And this skit, they had two young people playing Guru Nanak and Mardana, and then there was multiple people from other communities looking down upon Nanak on why do you have someone that is low caste with you. And I think that it's not just symbolic, it's actually revolutionary. That at that time, when nobody from a low caste could be with another caste, that Guru Nanak Sahib was able to bring that person and make them their best friend. And I think that if we're to take one message from Guru Nanak, is to live by example. So everyone here is living by example. We're here on a Sunday morning, trying to connect to the divine. One thing, and I'm gonna wrap up here, is what are some things that you can do as a community or as an individual that can help you connect to the divine? Yes?
Seva.
Seva, yeah. Hanji? Jumping, yeah. Coming here. Coming here is so important because it really gives you the ability to focus. You know, yogis, what do they do in the mornings? They do what?
Meditation.
Sorry? They do meditation. And why do they do meditation? Sorry? connect with the divine, correct? And what else? Quietens the mind. So when you have a quiet mind, what are you able to do? You're able to connect, right? You're able to focus. You're able to have that flow and the discipline you need throughout the day to be kind. You need that flow in order to be able to serve. You need that flow in order to be able to love. So what I do for work is a lawyer. And my husband's also a lawyer, and he's here. And it's really hard to be nice. Okay? Yeah. It's really hard to be nice to opposing counsel. Okay? Especially when it's like 10 o'clock at night and you're waiting for the jury to come back and opposing counsel makes some wise crack and you're like, come on, man. Like, seriously, did you really need to say that right now? But we always have to come back to that morning meditation. We're not yogis, but we do a morning meditation. And our morning meditation starts with Ik Onkar. Okay? And when you guys were doing Ik Onkar, Vaheguru, and Satnam, it really connected me, wanted me to do seva. Okay? Because seva is a really like easy word. If you just say, I'm going to go do some seva. But actually doing the selfless service, it's hard. Because that time that we could be doing that selfless service, we can be making money. Right? People that work for themselves, you can either work for yourself or you can work for the divine, right? The selfless service is on the divine side, and then working for ourselves, getting that Maya so that we can have more, we can go on a bigger, a better trip, and we can drive a better car, but we're going to do seva instead. Okay? What else? You said seva. What else? Nobody? So how can we connect with the divine? That was the question. Chanting, yeah, right? We just go back to Guru Nanak's 3 pillars. And I think that that's the best way to connect to the Lord. Okay? So if you take away the 3 pillars of Sikhism and you just leave those pillars there and say Kirt Karo, means that we are going to work hard and honestly. We're lawyers and we're honest. Yeah, that was supposed to make you laugh. Okay? But work hard. In your introduction, you introduced me as being, camp director for Khalsa Center. I'm actually one of the only women camp directors in probably all of Canada. Okay? Most camp directors are men, and they're either priests or have some religious distinguishment behind their name. I'm just Sandeep Kaur, who's a lawyer that takes 10 weeks off of her life to serve, okay? And I'm fortunate enough to do that. I come from a very low income. My father died when I was 8. We were poor, okay? But my mother taught us to work hard. So, started delivering newspapers at the age of 8. And then, my newspapers used to be so heavy, the Vancouver Sun. I'd be sitting on my bike. I'd park my bike at someone's house to go put the paper. We couldn't throw elastics, so we had to put the paper in the mailbox. Otherwise, you couldn't get that $1 trip at Christmas. And my paper bike would flip over, okay? And at 4 o'clock, it goes dark. We used to start delivering newspapers at 3. So I'd be sitting in the middle of the road, putting my flyers back in, because if your flyers weren't in properly, nobody wanted to pay for your newspaper, and you wouldn't get the tip. That's where I come from, okay? I come from very grounded roots. And now I'm able to give back and serve the community because my mother told us, you need to do Kirt Karo, you must work. And you must give back. And you must work honestly, okay? Nam Japo. I loved the prayers that you guys did in the beginning because I just thought, I felt the connection. And I think if we want to love all and serve all, we really have to remember that God exists in everybody. No matter if the person, you're on the downtown east side and the guy wants to rob you, it doesn't matter. Think about their circumstances and why they're in those things. And Vanshako. Vanshako is not just sharing our money. It's sharing our time. It's sharing our knowledge. It's sharing our wisdom. It's sharing anything that we have that we can share. Okay? Please don't think of it as that you have to share money. It's not about sharing money. definitely not about just sharing your time. It's about also sharing what you know. So, the young people in the room, if you're in a place, a wrong place, you find yourself where, someone's, I don't know, exchanging drugs. You can share your wisdom and say to them, guys, we shouldn't be doing this. There's better things that we could be doing with our time. Some of my staff members sent me videos of these kids in Surrey last night racing cars. And my response to him was, why didn't you go say something? And he's like, but it was a good show. I'm like, no, you guys are so close to them spinning and doing donuts around them. Anybody could have lost control of their car and all of you guys would have been either dead, paraplegic, in critical or serious condition in the hospital for a 30-second donut. And imagine your parents waking up to bald tires in the morning on their Mercedes that they didn't know that you guys took. And he's like, guess what? I said, what? He goes, I'm going to do better next time. And that was just because I made him challenge his thought process. And that is one of the things that we can also do. So if we see someone doing something wrong, where we're not able to connect with the divine, let's challenge them and let's be like Guru Nanak. Okay? Thank you very much for allowing me space, in your space, to come and talk about Guru Nanak. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the fantastic welcome that you gave me and the research you did on myself. I can take any questions if anyone has any questions, or any comments, or even concerns, or if I said something wrong, please correct me. Is everyone here coming to the Khalsa Center next July for the Vancouver Science Center program? Yes? Who's coming? Excellent. I think everyone should be coming. Everyone should be coming, right? Yeah, so I hope to see you guys next summer in July at the Khalsa Center. It's a beautiful place. It's very, I don't know, do you have any words to describe it? Yeah, I'm looking forward to having you guys there. I know that when I drive in, I feel something, okay? And I've been going there, it'll be 14 years this year. Khalsa Center was purchased in July of 2011, and every single time I go in, it doesn't matter if I'm in a rush, it doesn't matter if I'm in a go-go, I feel a connection. And when the brothers came, I told them that too. Like, I feel that special feeling. Why? Because everyone that comes to that retreat is coming to connect to the divine. We even had a Girl Guides group there in September, and I asked them, how are you going to connect to yourself? And one of the little girls, she was 5, she says, I have to treat everybody with respect. And I said, what does that mean? She goes, I need to love everybody. And I was just like, oh, you got such a good upbringing, and you're here at a Girl Guides camp at the Khalsa Center, and that's what you're thinking, and that's what we like to teach, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully, all of you, and then hopefully you'll know my name by then. Yeah. We have lots of activities. I don't know exactly what your group is going to be planning, but we do lots of cool things. You can see here on the poster. Hanji? Can we do archery? I think you have to talk to your organizers, but I have archery. I have archery, I have high ropes course. I don't know if sure if I'm supposed to tell you all this. But we got rock wall, we got kayaking, we got paintballing, we got zip lining, we got obstacle courses, we got bubble soccer. We have to talk to your organizers to see what fits in the schedule, right? Because we got to have the time for our bhajans, we got to have the time to eat, we got to have the time to do our activities. But definitely, we have activities. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Sat Sri Akal. Vaheguru. Thank you.
Sai Ram to all. On behalf of everyone at the Sai Center, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Sister Sandeep Kaur for gracing us with your inspirational presence today and sharing your wisdom on the timeless values taught by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Your words have truly illuminated the essence of the Sikh principles, which, as you pointed out, beautifully resonated with our own Swami's teachings. You brought out so many great points, and you, as our team did our research, you also did great research, and really glad that we have a website that you could refer to and look up a few things. That's great. Through your insights, we were reminded of the profound impact of Guru Nanak's message that has had on humanity and how he has changed many people, and how these values continue to guide everyone that follows his teachings to live a purposeful and harmonious life, which is exactly what we are also trying to do here. Your dedication to empowering children and young adults through your center is very inspirational to us, and we can't wait to come work with you next summer to inspire more children and adults and young adults and old adults and everyone in between. Thank you for taking your time to be with us on this special occasion of Guru Nanak Jayanthi, and for sharing your journey, which has deeply touched and inspired us. We are grateful for your invaluable contributions to our celebrations today. May Guru Nanak Dev Ji's teachings and Swami's blessings continue to guide and unite us all in our shared mission of service and love. Once again, thank you, Sister Sandeep Kaur, for being with us today. We have a small token to give to you at this moment to thank you for your presence today. So Shri Vali is going to be giving it to you. Thank you so much.
तो मां सर्गमया तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मां अमृतं गमया. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Pati Maheshwara. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shrivalana Shrikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate Ashrita Kalpaladika Ashrita Kalpaladika Apad Bandhava. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Deva Mumariyantayu Nive Swami Mariyantayu Nive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Omkara Rupa Ojasvi Om Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Andiko Mangala Arati Andiko Mandala Giridhari. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Satyanarayana Narayana Narayana Om Narayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Om Jai Satgurudeva Narayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Narayana Om Narayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Jai Satgurudeva Narayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana 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 Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Satyanarayana Narayana Om Jai Satgurudeva Shanti 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 Paramam Pavitram Bhava Vibhutim Paramam Vijitram Leela Vibhutim Paramartha Ishtartha Moksha Pradhanam Bhava Vibhutim Idamashayami Sacred, holy and supreme is Baba's Vibhuti pouring forth in endless stream display of Vibhuti. So auspicious is its might, it grants liberation. Baba's Vibhuti, its power protects me. Sai Baba's Vibhuti, its power protects me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for Thee.
Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
Brahmarpanam Brahmave Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Achamyanam Chaturvidham Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shri Sai Ram. First of all, I would like to thank Sandeep Kaurji and then your family. Thank you for joining us today. We are immensely happy listening to you and then all the values which you have shared. Thank you so much. Without delay, I just wanted to remind about the further schedule today. Immediately after this, we have a heart meal seva. Downstairs, we will be cooking the meal and then to hand it off at the downtown. And from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we'll have a birthday practice session. in the afternoon post lunch. And next week, we have a big celebration on 23rd November, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. All the tickets for the entire main hall is already booked, and there's only 15, 20 tickets left on the first floor. If anyone is still looking, please let us know, and if there's any cancellations also, please let us know so that we can accommodate more people. With that, thank you so much, and have a blissful rest of the week. Thank you, Saira.